Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of the Cartridge and Disc Podcast. This is your Gen X Gamer here, and I'm going to hit you right in the vein with another Amico booster shot. That's right. We have Amico news, and I mean actual Amico news, right? The kind you like, facts. Right? We're talking about business. What's going on with this company? Or what isn't going on with this company, better yet. Let me tell you, this saga is just keeps getting better because this is the console that was supposed to bring people together, bring families together, right? Feel about happiness. And all it's done is tear friendships apart, ruin businesses, ruin channels, ruin careers, and ruining companies, ruin investors' money, making capital disappear. What more? What more can I say that hasn't been said about this console? $17 million gone, right? And if you're not an investor, they were gone in the most interesting and comedical way with one Thomas Tallarico. Well, now we have yet another victim of the Amico. Not only did it take down channels, not only did it tear down friendships, not only did it tear down investors' money, now it's taking down companies. And who did it take down now? Well, the company that they did the funding with, the FIG. And this is their reporting, right? They're going to have their semi-annual report in September, right? But let me read you what they said, because I can just read it to you because it's self-explanatory. For the year ending September 30th, 2023, we expect our revenue to decrease due to a reduction in the number of games that we have licensed for publication and substantial delays associated with the publishing, now get this, of the company's first gaming system, the Intellivision Amico. They drop the name. We have incurred substantial losses since our inception, and we expect to continue to incur operating losses in the future. As a result, there is substantial doubt that we will be able to satisfy our liquidity needs over the 12 months ending September 2023. Ay. And we will likely need additional financing, including from our parent, if available, to continue operations over that period. Well, if you're participating in that FIG, it's not looking good. It's not looking good, right? And they're putting squarely the blame on the Intellivision Amico. How else could it end? How else could it end, right? The one console system that they invested in, right, is the one that's going to tear them apart. It brought them a lot of money, right? They took their cut, and they never saw anything back. They never did. They didn't do their due diligence, right? If they're putting the blame on the Amico, think of the ramifications of that, guys. Now, it's one thing if the console was produced and it failed, right? That's one thing. But these guys never put the console out. They never did. And if these guys financed a console and Intellivision did something else with the money, depending on how that contract reads, and I bet you it's very favorable for them, will they take legal action against Intellivision if they believe Intellivision, didn't spend the money the way they thought they would? Now, I'm not a lawyer, guys, right? Let me say that. But based on my experience, somebody has to be blamed here, and they already took the first shot. Shots fired. They're blaming Intellivision for their demise. Basically what they're saying is, hey, we funded this console. We took money out of the bank from the investors to invest in this console, and we haven't seen any returns whatsoever. We gave this company the money so they could produce the console, and we can see a return on investment, so then we could give it to the investors. But that hasn't happened. Not only hasn't happened, it's never going to happen. Right? Why do I say that? Well, on the last Amico Forever, let's talk about the agents of the company. One, DJC, right? And he wasn't speaking for the company, but something that he said, which was, I'm trying to, and I'm paraphrasing here, I'm trying to work as hard as I can so I can at least get these founders out for these people, right? Now, things aren't coming just out of the ether for him, right? He has to know something. It's not like Intellivision is not telling him anything. There are certain things Intellivision can't tell him, when it comes to business, and certainly if they're never going to put the console out, they're not going to tell him. But if he has that kind of view where he thinks he's just working just to raise some revenue so he can raise enough for the founders. And he also said it's almost like if they're starting from scratch. That tells you where they're at. That tells you how he feels where Intellivision is at, which is nowhere, right? If at this point he thinks he's raising or helping raise any money for the founders, he's sorely mistaken. I mean, the one thing that I can tell is he's not a numbers guy. So he really has zero idea of what it takes to even run the production line of getting the founders. If you're going to run enough for the founders, you need to run more than that, or it's not cost efficient. But the one thing preventing the founders from going out is that loan to Sudesh, because Sudesh is going to be saying the first thing that every other investor said when the money's coming in: you pay me first. You pay me first, then you can go do whatever consoles you want, but you owe me this money. Our contract says that you need to give me $100 for every console, and if you're only going to do the founders, that's not going to cover what you owe me, plus interest. So before you even start, right, however many consoles you produce, I want $100 for every console now. So you have several potential legal issues here. And I think the first one, right, might start with Fig, because they're going to say, hey, we gave this money to Intellivision to produce consoles, and we don't have anything to show for it. Now, is Tommy going to make a statement on this? No. Is Phil going to make a statement on this? No. Tommy's got enough problems. We're waiting to see, right? We're waiting to see what happened at court today, because today the court was going to hear what the sides wanted to do, and they might take a decision on how they're going to rule, of they're going to handle the case. Most likely Tommy's going to have to pay. I mean, that's, probably the outcome. But this right here, guys, is really important. A company, an investment company, saying that the reason that they're failing, the reason that they don't have enough money to operate, okay, till the end of the year, their year, ending September 2023, let me read it to you again. Substantial delays associated with the publishing of the company's first gaming system, the Intellivision Amico. We have incurred substantial losses since our inception. We expect to continue to incur operating losses in the future. That means they don't see the Amico coming out anywhere in the future, guys. That's where the money is tied up. That's what they're telling you right here. People are not going to be happy. Another shoe is going to drop somehow, somewhere within the next 90 days. That I can promise you. We might get some big news here, because people do not like losing money, right? There isn't anything that investors can do towards Intellivision, because they didn't invest in Intellivision. They invested in Fig, right? So they can go after Fig, but if Fig is saying we're broke, there's nothing to go after Fig about. So before they go broke, if anybody has anything in that company, you know, that is substantial, they're going to want to hit them before they declare bankruptcy. So they're on the books to get paid first. At least that's what usually happens. But again, this is not business, financial advice, or legal advice for any matter. This is just the enjoyment of this whole clown show that has been so enjoyable, that just took us through the pandemic and is still giving us joy right now. I'm telling you, Tommy Tallarico, he's a born entertainer. I can't believe he has less than 5,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel. Go subscribe. Probably after all this is over, he might do his own reality show. Oh man, this is not going to end well. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'll catch you on the next one. Hit that like button for me. Hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.